Continuing from the previous episode 785. Heavenly Demon Whale, you bastard! Xiao Yan couldn't help scolding. Since this guy is begging for himself, he can't have an attitude of begging others. He is so stupid to explain things clearly before leaving, but he just said a few words and just left. Forget it, since the demon whale has left, let's see how to enter Moonlight Island first. Shu Qi said with a smile upon seeing this. Yes. Xiao Yan calmed down the next moment, and then the two went to investigate directly below the 3 islands. They've all been gone for so long, nothing will happen, right? Mu Yingying's voice suddenly said at Yuanda where Mu Feng and his party were. The few people at this time were surrounded by Xiao Yan's flames. Although they were also in the sea, they were not touched by the sea at all. Be careful. At the next moment, Qin Xin said urgently. Boom boom boom. Qin Xin just finished speaking, and suddenly not far away, an extremely ferocious giant wave suddenly slapped them. Break it for me. Seeing this, Mu Feng saw the wooden sword in his hand instantly appear, and then the dark blue energy attacked it away. Crash. The next moment, the huge wave was broken by Mu Feng. Damn, where did such a huge wave come from? Mu Feng said just after finishing his work. No, why did the flames outside our bodies become so restless, and even faintly felt like they were about to disappear? After a while, Leng Fuyao suddenly stared at the gorgeous flames surrounding him, and then opened his mouth slightly. No, it must be Xiao Yan and the others who are in danger, otherwise this situation would not have happened to his flame. We must go and see. Mu Yingying frowned and said. This. Yu Ru heard the words, and she was not easy to speak. Let's go. Go find Xiao Yan and the others, let's slow down. Seeing that these people had this thought, Mu Feng said immediately. Although none of them could swim, the victory was surrounded by Xiao Yan's flames, so it wasn't too difficult. And as Mu Feng and his party moved towards the bottom of the island to look for Xiao Yan and the others, the group of disciples from the super sect also slowly entered the ruined sea area. What about Xiao Yan and the others? Qi Horan just dropped out of the sky into the sea, and he was too late to be surprised, just looking around. Qi Horan's group, like Xiao Yan and the others, did not escape the strangely disappearing space channel, and immediately fell heavily into the sea area, enduring the tingling pain that came from their body. I don't know, I'm afraid they have already entered those 3 islands, said Qi Haoqing, the younger brother beside Qi Horan. Let's go, you can't hold on. This time, if it succeeds, it's fine. If it fails, I'm afraid that with the character of King Xuanling, we will definitely not let our 2 brothers go. Qi Horan knew the sinister nature of King Xuanling, and said immediately. Go! After speaking, the 2 brothers got up and slowly swam towards the bottom of the 3 islands. The disciples of other super sects, including some ordinary sect disciples, also fell into the sea, and immediately focused their attention on the 3 islands. They all knew that the real treasure was in the 3 islands. Strange, the sea area here doesn't seem to be the same as other places? Xiao Yan and the 2 searched for a long time directly below the 3 islands, but they didn't find the reason. It was found that the water below the island was different from other places. Xiao Yan. After a while, Mu Feng and his group slowly joined Xiao Yan and the others. Are you all right? I just found out that an extremely terrifying battle broke out on your side. Mu Yingying said with concern. It's okay, I met a guardian of the ruins, but fortunately there was no danger. Xiao Yan said with a smile. Seeing Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying saying one thing to another, Yueru couldn't help but feel a little angry. Shuqi's sharp eyes naturally discovered the problem, and then she made a vigorous gesture to Yueru. Let's see how to enter the 3 islands first. The 3 islands are called Moonlight Island, Yutu Island and Guanggan Island. The fire of life and death I need exists in Moonlight Island, and the inheritance of Yueru is in Guanggan Island. But if you want to enter Guanggan Island, you must get a token on Moonlight Island or Jade Rabbit Island. Xiao said to the crowd. Since that's the case, then what are you waiting for? Moonlight Island in the community will take away the fire of life and death you need before going to Guanggan Island. Mu Feng heard the words and immediately wondered why Xiao Yan and the others kept circling here. I want it too, but it doesn't seem easy to enter Moonlight Island or Jade Rabbit Island. Before you came, we have already checked. There seems to be some kind of mechanism here. Otherwise, we would not be able to fly up due to the special restrictions on the air. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, he slowly looked around, but found nothing. Is it an agency? I'm good at this. I'll do it. Just when everyone was at a loss, Leng Fuyao stepped forward and said to everyone, "Whatever you are looking at, you all said don't underestimate me." Leng Fuyao snorted coldly as if he noticed the surprised eyes of everyone. "Come and try. I don't think I can do anything." Xiao Yan took a step back, then gave his position to Leng Fuyao, and said casually, "This sea seems to link 3 islands, but it's strange, why can't we enter?" "What is the reason?" "Seawater. Jiankong, 3 islands." Leng Fuyao closed his eyes and thought slowly, as if he had a clue. This, based on Qinxin's understanding of Leng Fuyao, once Leng Fuyao closed her eyes, Qinxin knew that the matter was not going to end, and immediately wanted to interrupt her. "Don't disturb her, she can do it." Xiao Yan shook his head and said something to Qinxin. "Okay." Qinxin nodded when she heard the words, and then everyone pinned their last hope on Leng Fuyao. However, at this moment, the mysterious rune on Yuru's forehead was slightly emitting a strange white light, and then the next moment, without Yuru's control, it suddenly swept away at Leng Fuyao. "I think I know what's going on." As Leng Fuyao absorbed the mysterious power of Yueru, he immediately laughed coldly. "What's going on?" Several other people heard the words and asked. "If you want to enter the 3 islands, you still need Yueru." Leng Fuyao said, "What do you need me to do?" Yueru didn't flinch when she heard the words, because since she entered the ruins, Yueru could feel that the mysterious rune on her forehead seemed to be related to many things. "It's very simple. Try to release the mysterious rune on your forehead. It will take us to one of those 2 islands." Leng Fuyao smiled. "It's that simple?" Xiao Yan was speechless when he heard this. He and Shuqi searched for a long time and couldn't find any solution. Leng Fuyao found the problem in such a short time. "Try it first." After Leng Fuyao finished speaking, everyone stopped talking and all looked at Yueru with expectant eyes. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 786. I'll give it a try. Seeing that everyone was looking at her, Yueru said slightly, "Don't be nervous, try it first. If it doesn't work, then think of a solution." Seeing that Yueru seemed a little nervous, Xiao Yan immediately comforted her. "Yes." Yu-Ru heard the words. Her nervousness was dissipated by Xiao Yan's sudden concern. "Get up." After a while, a dazzling mysterious rune slowly appeared on Yuru's forehead, and with the appearance of this mysterious rune, something seemed to slowly emerge from the sea area beneath Xiao Yan's feet. "There's something under our feet." Qinxin immediately found something emerging from their feet. She immediately became suspicious, and then became vigilant. "Don't panic. That thing should be a tool to send us into the island." Xiao Yan naturally possessed a powerful soul power, and he discovered the secret in an instant, and immediately opened his mouth. Boom boom boom. As Yueru moved the mysterious rune on her forehead, a prismatic thing slowly rose up under everyone's feet. It's actually a flying sea beast. This is a kind of marine monster that carries people. After a while, a huge back directly lifted Xiao Yan and the others out of the sea and slowly lifted into the air. The direction was towards the 3 major islands. "And go." Looks like it was successful, Yu-Ru said immediately when she saw their figures slowly rising. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yan and the others were sitting on the huge sea monster at this time. The sea monster didn't say a word and just flew into the air. Obviously, the purpose was to send Xiao Yan and the others to the 3 islands of the ruins. Life and death fire, here I come. I just don't know if I can keep the last few things from the resurrected ancestor Xiao Zhan in the ruins. Xiao Yan stared at the 3 islands that were getting closer and closer, and said slowly. The resurrection of the ancestor Xiao Zhan has always been a major event in Xiao Yan's mind. After all, on the Doqi continent, the ancestor Xiao Zhan has helped him tremendously. It is unceremonious to say that without the help of the ancestor Xiao Zhan, I am afraid not. There is today's Yan Emperor Xiao Yan. Moreover, Xiao Yan was also quite curious about the secrets of the Xiao family. In addition, the blood of Do Di started from his ancestor Xiao Zhan, so he wanted to know what his ancestors should know. Furthermore, Xiao Yan made an agreement with that mysterious woman in the ruins, and the 100-year agreement reached Do Xian, and that guy seems to be the guardian of their Xiao clan. Xiao Yan now has too many mysteries to figure out, so had to speed up the plan to resurrect his ancestors. As Xiao Yan and his party took off into the sky, they immediately attracted the attention of countless people. Look, what is that? That's a group of people? The fact that Xiao Yan and the others blatantly entered the island with sea monsters was naturally seen by the later powerhouses. This bastard! Seeing this, Chi Horan couldn't help but curse. This Xiao Yan is really abominable. He not only fooled them at the Iron Gate of the ruins, but now he is the first to enter the 3 islands, and he will definitely gain more things than them. Brother, what should I do now? Chi Haoqing's face sank. He also knew that the current situation was extremely unfavorable for them. This sea area is extremely strange, be careful. As for Xiao Yan's words, King Xuanling said that it would be better for this person not to have a vengeance. If he did, he would kill him. Xiao Yan, no matter what you get in the ruins, I will let you spit it out in the end. Chi Horan's sensible voice echoed slowly. Go to the bottom of the 3 islands first. Since Xiao Yan and the others entered from where, then the entrance to the islands must be where. Chi Horan did not hesitate in the next moment, and directly led Chi Haoqing towards Xiao Yan and the others. Feel free to go. Xiao Yan is too perverted, isn't he? Feng Hong and Du Chun were immersed in the seawater. Although this water is extremely special, for the 2 of them, it is like playing at home, so they don't feel any discomfort. Is this Xiao Yan a disciple of the Fenxiang Pavilion Rendian? It seems that this guy does have some ability. Feng Hong said immediately upon seeing this. Senior brother, Xiao Yan is the one who killed the twin ghost emperors in the previous plundering competition. Do you think he is not bad? Du Chun said with a smirk. You seem to know him very well. Feng Hong was a little surprised when he heard the words. Of course, Xiao Yan is my opponent. Sooner or later, I will defeat him with physical techniques from the front. Du Chun smiled slowly, his voice full of unshakable faith. Work hard. When Feng Hong saw this, he didn't say much, just said to himself, a foolish junior brother. Although Xiao Yan's strength is not strong, the pressure on Feng Hong is not inferior to that of some 7-star fighting emperors, so even Feng Hong has no certainty about Xiao Yan's victory. However, Feng Hong is a senior brother. Naturally, it will not attack Du Chun. However, what Xiao Yan did before was a little too extreme. I am afraid that some of the disciples in the super sect now have a deep resentment against Xiao Yan. If so, the rumors and competition at the end will probably be very troublesome. Feng Hong said immediately. Resent? Du Chun suddenly became suspicious when he heard this. You will naturally understand these things in the future. These resentful people, only Solomon's Gunny, plus the Qi family brothers of the Xuanling royal family, and Wang Xie of the Wanpomen are the most prominent. These people are people who must report their flaws. Xiao Yan let them eat such a big hole in Tiamun Mountain. I'm afraid these guys will join forces to deal with him. Although Xiao Yan is now together with the people from Wanhua Pavilion, if the guys from these 3 forces are united, I'm afraid no one can match. Feng Hong said. Now it's troublesome. Du Chun heard the words. He stopped laughing, but looked at Xiao Yan and the others walking farther and farther away. This asterisk Xiao Yan actually brushed us. When the time comes to enter the island, don't let me meet you, otherwise you will feel better. Wang Xie stared fiercely at Xiao Yan and the others. It seems that what the sect master said is not wrong. This Xiao Yan seems to be a great enemy. But there are 2 idiots from the Xuanling royal family and the Wandu sect. Let me see if I can unite them. If we can unite, we will photograph this confidant first. As for the fighting spirit behind, we will have our own way. Gunny said with a wicked smile. I don't know why, just before I entered myself, the master actually sent a voice transmission to me and asked us to help Xiao Yan and the others. Wu Po suddenly said, the second daughter of the poison sect Wu Po and Lin Chu. Help Xiao Yan? Our relationship with them has not always been. Lin Zhu suddenly became puzzled when she heard the words. I know, but only the master knows about the sound transmission, and there can be no other people. Wu Duya shook his head slowly. Let's take one step at a time. It's better to go to the island first. The next moment, Wu Du shook his head and headed towards the island. When Lin Zhu saw this, she didn't say much and followed. So far, countless sect disciples have gone to the 3 major islands, and I don't know what interesting stories will happen to the ruins this time. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 787. It's here. Xiao Yan and the others rode the sea monsters, and they came to Moonlight Island in a short time. And the sea monster also stopped quite interestingly. How do we get through this? Mu Feng couldn't help but say. At this time, they are already in the sky. It is forbidden to step in the air here, and it is still some distance away from entering Moonlight Island. If they jump directly over, I am afraid they will fall directly. Sea Warcraft. Xiao Yan immediately snorted coldly. After Xiao Yan's roar ended, the sea monster reluctantly created a blue road leading to Moonlight Island. This guy, really. Seeing this, Mu Feng couldn't help but snorted coldly. Obviously this sea monster is too. Let's go. Xiao Yan ignored it and said directly. Yes. After everyone heard the words, they walked slowly. After a while, several people all left the body of the sea monster, and then came to a dark path. It should be Moonlight Island from here. This is dangerous, everyone, be careful. Xiao Yan reminded aloud. I don't know why, since approaching this Moonlight Island, the holy flame in Xiao Yan's heart has become vaguely restless. And the source of this restlessness is the Moonlight Island and the Guanggan Island. However, Xiao Yan did not think that this was the attraction of the opposite asterisk of the power of holy flame. After all, holy flame was so precious. If it was so easy to find another holy flame, I am afraid that Xiao Yan would wake up laughing in his dreams. And the source of Xiao Yan Shengen's restlessness is the fire of life and death. Let's go. After hearing the words, several people nodded secretly. They all knew that the mission of this trip was to assist Yueru to obtain a complete inheritance, and by the way, to help Xiao Yan obtain the fire of life and death. Don't force it. The atmosphere on Moonlight Island is hot. A few people just stepped into the path, and they laughed and said first. I feel it. At this moment, Yueru's beautiful eyes flickered with a hint of stubbornness. Obviously, the temperature made her a little uncomfortable. After all, in the team at this time, Yueru's strength has been stuck in the 5-star battle because of her status as the inheritor. God is complete. Dong dong dong. As Xiao Yan and his party entered, the path gradually became clearer. Everyone saw that it was a road paved with countless marble-like white stones, and the stone steps were step by step. There won't be a mechanism, right? Mu Feng suddenly said. Probably not. Shu stood up and said at the time of 70% off. After all, he's all here, and I'm afraid no one will set up any more mechanisms. There is no mechanism, let's go. Xiao Yan used his soul power to investigate the inside and outside of this path, and then spoke. Strange, this Moonlight Island seems to be a bit special. At this moment, a lot of sweat beads appeared on Yueru's forehead, and the mysterious rune on that forehead appeared involuntarily. Obviously it was called by something. What's wrong? Xiao Yan asked immediately upon seeing this. I don't know. It tells me that there seems to be something it needs in Moonlight Island. The next moment, Yueru spoke slowly. As for the one in Yueru's mouth, it was obviously the inheritance rune. Has what it needs. Xiao Yan was shocked when he heard the words. Xiao Yan knew very little about the secret of the inheritance of runes, so he had no idea for a while. It should be true. It is said that when some inheritors approach the inheritance place, the inheritance rune at the center of the eyebrows will guide them to find something. That will greatly improve the chance of success in inheritance. Qinshin stood up and said at this time. There's another matter. Mu Feng heard the words and nodded secretly. Mu Feng didn't know much about Qinshin, but Mu Feng was one, and Qinshin was not very personable. It's okay, we'll be together when the time comes. It happens to have the rune on your forehead to guide the way. It shouldn't be difficult to find it. Xiao Yan said with a smile. Let's go, it's almost the exit. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, he left the path first, and then walked towards the lightmouth. I'm really curious about what's going on in Moonlight Island. Leng Fuyao said with some eagerness to try, and followed up. It's just that everyone didn't pay attention. On the path that everyone walked before, an old man with a cane in his hand stepped out of the marble, and then stared at Xiao Yan and his group who were far away, and said slowly, it's actually a person who has the fate of the fairy moon fairy. Moreover, one person has to possess the wonders of heaven and earth like holy flame. It seems that Fairy Moon's disciple has been saved now. However, these guys came to Moonlight Island to find something. Let's let the 3 monsters on the island meet you first. After the old man finished speaking, he returned to peace. What a vast land. Xiao Yan and his party left the path and came to the Moonlight Island. Moonlight Island is not as narrow as they thought. Moonlight Island extends in all directions and is extremely wide, probably much larger than the entire wasteland. There is surprisingly no sun on Moonlight Island, and some are just a silver moon suspended in the sky, as if there is no distinction between day and night, which is extraordinarily strange, but this Moonlight Island is full of lush vegetation, which is obviously a geomantic treasure. It's really strange here, there is no sun, Leng Fuyao said slightly. As a disciple of the Burning Incense Pavilion and a pharmacy refiner, Leng Fuyao's attribute is naturally the fire attribute, and the fire attribute is obviously a little bit stronger under the sun, but in the current environment, it is natural to feel a chill. This Moonlight Island is really big. I don't know where to find the fire of life and death. Xiao Yan was also quite helpless because he had used his soul power to try to scan the circle, but Xiao Yan was surprised to find that the power of his own soul could not cover the huge area of Moonlight Island, so he had to give up his idea immediately. Let's walk around and have a look. Without sensing, Xiao Yan said like a headless fly. I seem to remember, this is the owner of the ruins named Fairy Moon, and the mark on my forehead was planted by Fairy Moon. There is an extremely outstanding disciple under Fairy Moon, and there is also a jade rabbit with Fairy Moon, but Fairy Moon didn't know why she disappeared, and only this relic was left. As for her, the outstanding disciple and Yutu's whereabouts are also unknown. Yueru said suddenly, inheriting the information about the runes. Xiao looked at the dark runes on Yueru's forehead, and immediately knew that what Yueru said at this time was naturally a message passed to her by the mysterious runes. And there doesn't seem to be that female disciple or jade rabbit on this Moonlight Island. What's here are just some panacea and some weirdos. Yueru said at the end. Are you alright? Xiao Yan did not sell the block. Now they can only go on by relying on the news of the inheritance rune. They just waited until the inheritance rune faded and asked Yueru. It's okay, let's go. I think I should know where the fire of life and death is. Yueru's face was slightly ugly, but she still said to Xiao Yan. Ask for tickets. Today's 9th update, I really can't figure it out, and I haven't saved the manuscript, sorry. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 788. Then let's go. Xiao Yan heard the words. There were a few good medicinal pills in his hand, and he gave Yueru a drink, and then saw that Yueru's situation had improved a little, and then said. Xiao Yan knew that Yueru possessed the inheritance rune, and when she was very close to the inheritance, she would definitely be affected to some extent, so she was not in a hurry. Anyway, they were the first batch of people to enter the 3 islands of the ruins. There will be someone ahead of them. However, Xiao Yan was a little wary of the disciples of the super sect who were at the entrance of the Iron Gate. Those disciples are not easy to mess with. I don't know what that so-called fire of life and death is. According to Xiao Yan, there seems to be something unusual in this island. I don't know what it is. But I must hurry up and find out in the underground palace of the Xuanling royal family. Where will my brother be? Mu Yingying opened her mouth slightly, obviously missing her brother more deeply in her heart. The disappearance of her brother made Mu Yingying quite helpless. How should we go now? Xiao Yan and the others followed Yu Ru slowly, and then Xiao Yan asked. According to the information passed on to me by the inheritance rune, there are 3 monsters on Moonlight Island. These 3 monsters have strange personalities, and their strengths are also extremely tyrannical. Among them, there are many vicious people. And the life and death fire you need and the things I need to inherit the runes are all on the territory of a few weirdos. Yu Ru stared at Xiao Yan and said firmly. 3 weirdos? Xiao Yan's eyes became surprised. The 3 weirdos all live on Moonlight Island. The 3 of them live on one side and do not interfere with each other. But the fire of life and death we need to look for is probably the most difficult weirdo. Yueru said bitterly. I don't know who these 3 weirdos are. Seeing this, Qin Xin nodded secretly. Qin Xin is naturally a little bit of the news that Yueru said, so she asked. The 3 weirdos are hatred, resentment, and viciousness. Yueru said thoughtfully. Hate, resent, vicious? Shouldn't it be 3 kinds of emotions? How could it be? Shu Qi suddenly felt incredible when she heard the words. Senior sister, you don't know something. This time, the ruins were left by Fairy Zhao Yue. Fairy Zhao Yue disappeared back then, and even the best disciple under her sect and the Jade Rabbit who had been with her all along disappeared, so according to my guess, I'm afraid these 3 weirdos should know something, and the secrets about Fairy Moonlight will probably surface in this ruin. Furthermore, there is no way to know the specific forms of these three weirdos. Maybe they are just names, maybe they are really strong people who control emotions. Yueru hesitated for a while, but still felt like explaining. In my opinion, these three should not be strong people who control emotions. I am afraid that the reason why these three weirdos are called weirdos must be related to this name. If it is a strong person who really controls his emotions, he is at the level of fighting immortals. A strong person at the level of fighting immortals will not be reduced to being guarded here by others. Xiao Yan said with a smile. Since that's the case, then walk this way and walk through this bamboo forest to the first weirdo. And the life and death we need to find is the most difficult place, and it's also the last weirdo. Yueru said. So, these three weirdos can't be avoided no matter what. Although Leng Fuyao didn't know who the three weirdos were in Yueru's mouth, Leng Fuyao knew that these three weirdos, with his huge soul power, definitely not an idle person. Cannot. This is the only way. Yu shook her head and said, if she could avoid the first two of the three weirdos, then she would definitely not say no. Let's go. Xiao Yan glanced around and found nothing different, so he spoke immediately. However, his eyes were attracted by a large purple bamboo forest not far away. A winding road connects the purple bamboo forest, and the purple bamboo forest is connected by a large area, blocking all the roads. Hey, it's interesting now. There are so many little dolls here. I haven't been in the purple bamboo forest for a long time. I have to play with them this time. But the flame aura on the man with the heavy ruler and the woman on his back is a bit strange, so strange. At this time, an illusory old man laughed slowly in the purple bamboo forest. After speaking, she stared at Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying and became vigilant, as if they had discovered something from them. Let's grab a little baby and play hide and seek first. After the old man finished speaking, he instantly locked his gaze on Leng Fuyao. Not long after, everyone's footsteps came to the purple bamboo forest. This bamboo forest seems a bit strange. Not long after everyone left, they stopped in front of the bamboo forest in front of them. What's wrong? Yueru naturally didn't notice anything unusual in the bamboo forest, but she asked Xiao Yan's solemn expression immediately. There seems to be something in this bamboo forest. Leng Fuyao said very firmly. Although the breath just flickered just now, it couldn't escape the capture of Leng Fuyao's soul power. I feel it too. Xiao Yan looked at Leng Fuyao in surprise. He never imagined that this guy's strength was mediocre, but his soul power was so sharp. What is it? Qin Xin immediately realized that the Moonlight Island was not as simple as she imagined, and said immediately. Do not know, but I think, that thing. Leng Fuyao didn't finish his words. Suddenly a strange purple flashed in his eyes, and then his body seemed to be out of control, and his figure flashed directly, as if obsessed generally, it pours directly into the entrance of the purple bamboo forest. Come back. Seeing this, Qin Xin shouted suddenly, but it was useless. Leng Fuyao left the army and went directly into the purple bamboo forest. It's interesting. Xiao Yan smiled slightly at the corner of his mouth. Although the figure in the purple bamboo forest was extremely obscure, the fluctuation just now made Xiao Yan feel it. 8-star Do D level powerhouse. Moreover, according to the hatred, resentment, and viciousness that Yueru mentioned just now, Xiao Yan is basically certain that this mysterious figure is the hatred. You stay. I'll go in and take a look. Xiao Yan's eyes flashed a cold light, and then he flashed directly into the Zizu forest. Fortunately, Xiao Yan set a soul mark on Leng Fuyao when he had an accident, so now Xiao Yan is against Leng Fuyao. Fuyao's position is clear. I'll go with you. Seeing this, Mu Yingying snorted coldly and immediately followed Xiao Yan regardless of Yueru's gaze. And Yueru, because of her status as the inheritor, wanted to flash into the purple bamboo forest just now, but was pulled by Shuqi. Don't worry, that guy will be fine. Seeing what Yueru was thinking, Shu Qi immediately spoke up, and then stared at the few people who disappeared. It seemed that there was indeed something in the purple bamboo forest. At this time, ask for tickets. Today should be 3 or 4, end of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 789. Gulu. Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying had just entered the purple bamboo forest, and an extremely strong coercion instantly suppressed a lot of their strength, and accompanied by this strange suppression, there was an extremely harsh sound. The voice instantly rang from the purple bamboo forest in all directions. Damn it! Xiao Yan said coldly, and the dazzling soul power all over his body instantly flooded out, protecting the bodies of the two of them. With the protection of Xiao Yan's soul power, the harsh voice was slowly isolated. What is it? Mu Yingying looked around slightly, but found nothing, and immediately said, if it is expected, it should be one of the three weirdos who hates the old monster. Xiao Yan didn't hide it, he said directly. A powerhouse at the level of an 8-star Do D. Mu Yingying possessed holy flame, so she naturally sensed some other days, so she answered softly, and then didn't say much. After a while, the two became quiet, because at this time they had entered the purple bamboo forest. Looking around, this purple bamboo forest is full of purple bamboos. The bamboos may be thick or thin, and they are neatly arranged together, making people feel bright. But what is very strange is that it seems that under each bamboo, there is a very small medicinal material. Although it was difficult for others to find out, with Xiao Yan's sharpness as a pharmacist, he naturally couldn't escape his own eyes. The breath here should be hatred of the old monster, but these herbs are clearly what the monster needs to transform into. What the asterisk is this hated old monster doing? And the medicinal herbs in the purple bamboo forest are too smelly. I'm afraid it's hard not to find out. Could this guy use the purple bamboo forest to cultivate medicinal materials? So what are these guys doing? Xiao Yan said in a low voice. Obviously those medicinal herbs were all necessary for the transformation of some monsters. Xiao Yan couldn't help but feel some doubts. This bamboo forest is probably a formation. After a while, Xiao Yan spoke slowly. Although Xiao Yan set a soul imprint on Leng Fuyao, for some unknown reason, since Xiao Yan stepped into the purple bamboo forest, he seemed to only vaguely feel that Leng Fuyao was still in the purple bamboo forest. Where is not known. When Mu Yingying heard the words, she did not disturb Xiao Yan to investigate the surroundings, and looked around vigilantly. Hey, I originally said that you two little dolls are not allowed to keep secrets. It may be quite difficult to deal with. I never thought that you two little dolls would be fooled. Since that's the case, then when the old man has finished dealing with my affairs, let's have a good time with you. Just as Xiao Yan was trying to find the mysterious atmosphere in the purple bamboo forest, a wicked smile suddenly sounded in the depths of the purple bamboo forest. With this smirk, some bamboos in the purple bamboo forest seemed to move vaguely. At this time, Xiao Yan only focused on cracking the formation of the purple bamboo forest. Naturally he did not feel the voice of the mysterious old man, and Xiao Yan felt that this purple bamboo forest was full of danger. However, Xiao Yan smiled slightly. Soul strength is good, but I don't know if I can succeed. After a while, in the depths of the purple bamboo forest, the figure who hated the old monster slowly appeared, and in his hand, Leng Fuyao was casually held. At this time, Leng Fuyao fell into a coma, but there was no serious problem, but the true face of that hated old monster was exposed. This hated old monster has a human body. With hands and feet added, it is a human being with a slender body. If you look at it from the back, you will obviously think it is a beautiful man, but when you see it on the face, I was shocked. This person was actually a person with only half of his face. On the cheek, the right side is human-like, but the left side is pitch black, quite strange, making people shudder. That feeling, as if the left side of the face, whether it's eyes, nose or mouth, have disappeared in half. But the aura on this woman is really weird. Just when the hated old monster was going to do something to Leng Fuyao, he stared at Leng Fuyao and said something. What is this? The next moment, the hated old monster actually found a very weak asterisk from Leng Fuyao's body, and with the discovery of this white power, the hated old monster's tone became stiff. It's really not easy. After a few breaths, the figures of Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying slowly appeared in front of the hated old monster, accompanied by a burst of silver-white light. Why did you guys appear here? The hated old monster didn't seem to have thought that Xiao Yan was so smart that he could find this place. This place is deep in the purple bamboo forest. And this Xiao Yan came here so easily, which is enough to show that this Xiao Yan is not simple. It's also thanks to that thing in your hand. Xiao Yan smiled slightly, obviously relying on the trace of soul imprint he left on Leng Fuyao with himself, plus the use of the space teleportation array. He came here in an instant. Otherwise, with the complex formation of Zizhulan, I am afraid that Xiao Yan and the others will not be able to escape for a while. Boy, what about you coming here? This is my territory, and if you come here like this, it's just death in vain. Look at the move. After the hater finished speaking, he put Lang Fuyao aside, and his figure exploded, attacking Xiao Yan. Hey, don't be too busy attacking. I believe that you will be happy to meet a second-grade Emperor Alchemist. Right? Hate the old monster? In the face of the hating old monster's attack, Xiao Yan did not dodge, but said quietly. Because Xiao Yan knew that the strength of this hated old monster was probably comparable to that of a human being in the early stage of the 8-star Do Emperor. However, Xiao Yan discovered after entering the purple bamboo forest. The structure of this purple bamboo forest has the smell of an array, but under each purple bamboo, there is a kind of herb. That kind of herb, Xiao Yan is no stranger, so there is such a bold scene. A pharmacist of the second rank of emperor? Where? The hated old monster was shocked when he heard the words, and then the terrifying attack of his palm disappeared in an instant, and he hurriedly searched around. It's far away from the horizon, right in front of you. Xiao Yan immediately smiled when he saw that his guess had an effect. You wouldn't say you kid, would you? The next moment, the old hater's tone suddenly became weird, and he used a very special power to probe Xiao Yan. You. Seeing this, Mu Yingying wanted to summon Sheng Yan to resist the investigation of the hated old monster, but was stopped by Xiao Yan, and then Xiao Yan smiled and shook her head at Mu Yingying. This soul power is really a pharmacist at the second-rank emperor rank. After a while, the hated old monster suddenly said, the one-eyed exudes an extremely terrifying fluctuation. I've waited too long for this day. The next moment, the hated old monster suddenly spoke to Zizulin in all directions. The sound was so loud that it caused the Zizulin to be extremely shocked. So, hate the old monster, why are you planting so many transforming herbs? Xiao Yan hated the old monster loudly as he saw the mood change, and immediately opened his mouth, but he vaguely knew some news. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter.